How would you like to be the person that dominates the internet in your niche? And I'm talking about doing this now without spending billions of dollars or hiring thousands of people, but straightforward strategies and techniques where you don't even have to spend much, if any, money if you don't want to, or hire people. Things you can do that will make a huge difference. Something to always remember about business practices is that little hinges can swing big doors. So you learn the power of leverage and doing the right things that get you the absolute biggest result. My partner Brian is going to explain exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, this is a very awesome method that literally doesn't have to cost you a penny. You don't have to have any kind of SEO expertise or ranking expertise or anything like that. Yet you can actually get lots of buyers with a very minimal amount of work. And the funny thing is, very few businesses actually take advantage of this trick right here. Not quite sure why. Might be that, hey, there's maybe a few minutes of work here and there they're involved, or they don't think about it, or they'd rather just drop thousands and thousands of dollars a day on advertising. But here is the trick. And the trick is to simply find people asking questions and talking about the topic that you're in and answer their questions, okay? So might sound super easy and oversimplified, but here's how it works. So every day, for pretty much almost any niche or any topic you can think of, there are probably literally tons and tons of people asking questions on stuff that you would have an answer to, that they might be interested in the products or services that you have. And you can search sites like basically Quora, you can search Reddit, there's tons of other sites as well, but those are two big ones right there. And just that first part alone, and I'll get to another trick in a second, but just that first part alone can get you several people a day asking questions that could be a good client for you. For instance, let's say you sell an SEO service. So, you help sites rank on Google. Now, again, it can be anything. This is just an example right here. In a case like this, there might be a guy on Quora asking a question like, how can I rank my business site better on Google? Or how can I get ranked for this keyword? Or what can I do to get more traffic to my site? All sorts of questions like that. And you can set up a search there where you basically type in all the search terms that, you think would be relevant. And you can even be alerted every single day. There's new people asking those questions. And you can take, just a minute or two, basically write back and say, hey, here's some tips on how you can do that. And you can say that you run blah, blah, blah site, or in like your little bio or your little tag, you can mention a site or a business name that, they might search, they might find you, and, you might get some business that way. And even if that one person doesn't buy from you, here's the killer part. For every person that asks the question, there might be hundreds or even thousands of people reading that same question. In some cases, tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people. But even if you get only 100 people reading that same question, they're reading the question why? Because they have the same question. They're looking for the same answer. So even with 100 people, if they see the response that you give and they see that it's good, they see what you're talking about, they see you're giving useful tips that might actually help, a lot of them will think, hey, I'd rather just hire you to do that service. I'd rather check out your site and your service and see what you can do, because there's all these other people that are basically offering to sell them a service, but you're the only one that has given useful tips that they think, wow, you have some authority right there. You have some social proof that you know what you're talking about right there. You can do the exact same thing that you can on Quora as you can on Reddit. It's the exact same thing, except it looks more like a forum thread there. People are asking all sorts of questions. And it can apply to anything. It doesn't just have to be like SEO and Google rankings. It can be maybe someone's asking a complicated question on, let's say, private jets, and maybe you're a private jet seller or like a broker. Okay, if someone's asking a question, a model jet that you could sell, that might be a person looking to buy a 10 or even like a 20 or $50 million jet that could be worth a fortune to you. And I've seen this where there's, I've seen it where there's actually guys that sell stuff where they could literally get paid tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars as their profit cut for a single sale, and they don't take the time to answer these questions, and which baffles me because it's literally like tens of thousands of dollars in some cases sitting right there that no one takes the time to answer, even if it's only like $1,000. Maybe a profit right there. It's worth your time to take a minute or two, because even if you don't get the person that asked the question to buy from you, you get hundreds of people, maybe even thousands, that in the future will see your answer right there and basically go to your site. So it's kind of like almost like a spider web. When you start to answer all these questions, a single thread on a spider web won't necessarily catch, all the flies and all the bugs. But if you have, a few of these threads, then it turns into like a dozen or two, and over time turns into like 100, you're going to catch a lot of bugs. Okay, you're going to catch catch a lot of sales by someone seeing the question that you have right there. Now, you can take this exact same approach and do a similar thing to literally get top Google rankings in a matter of seconds. Let's say a minute, in a matter of a minute. And how you do that, you take the same concept of answering questions, but you search for all sorts of related keywords on Google. You go through the results on page 1, especially towards the top half of page 1, and you look at those sites and see, hey, do any of these sites that rank already have a place where you can leave a post, a comment, or a reply? There might be a forum ranked. There might be a blog that has a comments section. There might be some other Q&A site that ranks right there. So if it's already ranking, if you take a minute to answer the question there, or to leave a comment, or to leave some kind of input right there, maybe leave a link back to your site in a non-spammy way. You don't just want to spam out a link all over. If you take a minute to do that, again, you're literally getting page 1 Google rankings in a matter of a minute or less right there by siphoning off the pages that are already ranking there. So it's the same thing, just like the spider web. You're setting out a new thread, and there might be dozens, hundreds, or even thousands of people that might see that. And over time, you're not only starting to dominate on like the Q&A sites, but you're also dominating on a lot of the Google searches, and you can get a lot of money off that. Like years and years and years and years ago, when I first started online a long time ago, one of the things that I did before I even had a product or a service, I was an affiliate for a handful of sites. One was a diamond site. So I could make a little cut by posting up links to basically jewelry and stuff, and especially diamonds. And I could see people asking questions all day long. They'd ask questions on specific diamonds. They'd ask questions on what to look for. And I would take just a minute to basically reply right there. And sometimes I'd say, hey, if you want me to look at anything you're looking to buy to see if it's a good deal or to see if the diamond's a good deal, feel free to email me here, or feel free to check out my blog post right here on what to look for, or feel free to, reach out to me right here. That could work very well. And I'd get a handful of people that would reach out and would literally say, hey, is this a good deal right here, or what would be a better deal? And I could give them an affiliate link to what might be a better deal. Or I might have a coupon code, which would be really my affiliate link, where they could save, $100 or a few $100 off their purchase. And I could find people looking to buy, and I could say, hey, $100 off what you're looking to buy right here. And they'll be like, wow, man, thank you. That's awesome. And again, it's one of those things where like you're setting a thread right there. Now, does every question, every comment you do get a lot of traffic? Probably not. Does every one result in a sale? No. But if you do like, dozens of these, you will get some, of those customers basically caught in those threads and leading back to you. And the coolest part is, not only can you get traffic on day one, you can get traffic in a lot of cases, weeks, months, even years later that you didn't do anything for. So again, hugely overlooked trick. And you can spend, even just like, 15 minutes a week doing this, or, have a worker do it if you really don't want to. And again, it's not like you have to write a unique reply for every single one. You can have a template that you just basically tweak up a bit, because, a lot of times if someone has one question, 100 people might have a similar question. So again, it's pretty much rewording almost the same reply that you have to just fit the individual question right there. And super easy method, can get really, really great results, yet I don't see a lot of businesses taking advantage of that. In fact, one of the tools that we actually built over a decade ago, I think, inside basically a software tool of ours called Webfire, where, we can actually look by keyword for sites that allow you to leave like a post, comment, or reply that are already ranked. So, that was like kind of like a faster way of doing this method right here. If you're interested in that, you can definitely check out the link we have below in the description. But having said that, again, you can basically do this method slower by hand. There's no reason why you can't start. You don't have to pay a penny to start with. And it's a really awesome way, especially, regardless if you're brand new or if you're very experienced and have, tons and tons of traffic already, it can be a great way to add even more or start from scratch. So definitely take the time to answer those questions and start, basically going to the buyers instead of waiting for them to come to you.